Hi, welcome to This Week in Property. I'm Jayashree Kurup. I'm editor MBTV, and I have with me Prabhakar Sinha. He's the real estate editor of the Times of India. I have with me Shohit Chaudhary, advocate on record from the Supreme Court, and I have with me Indresh Gupta of Today Homes. He's a home buyer. He also has a home in Amrapali, and he has been battling it on both fronts. So, welcome to the show, guys, and let's start with: do you support the changes to the NCLT law? We are just getting Shohit Chaudhary on the advocate on record on call, and let's in the meantime start our proceedings. One of the big things is, what is this change in the NCLT law? Prabhakar, would you like to start?
Yeah. Basically, this was long expected, and this basically has brought the things really in line. Now, what used to happen earlier that even one buyer, if suppose wants to go to NCLT and IBC, he could go in and could install the entire construction of that entire project.
For a default of up to 1 lakh.
1 lakh rupees.
Which means that every individual consumer was going to the NCLT.
NCLT, that was allowed. And what used to happen that with that one buyer, even 100 crores rupees project or 1000 crores rupees project comes to a grinding
halt. Hello, Shohit, you're on call.
Sorry?
You're on call. We've just started the show. Thank you for joining us.
I'm available.
Yes. Prabhakar, you were explaining what is the change in the NCLT law.
So now what has happened that now with this amendment that which they are trying to they have introduced in the House, or one of the House of the Parliament, they are saying it that one buyer alone cannot go for the IBC, and NCLT will not accept that application unless either 100 home buyers or 10% of the total number of home buyers in that project approach that NCLT under the IBC.
So it's like a class
Whichever
action.
is listed. Now it's a class action. Class suit. Now the class suit was already accepted in NCLT when they have said that if 50% and plus one vote goes in favor of certain things, the present and vote, then that will be counted as the vote of that entire class.
Right.
So they have been taken as a class suit already. So in this case, now with this, what will happen that in many cases what has happened that one buyer has gone, whereas the majority of the buyers were opposed to it, and they wanted that the developer should complete that project as soon as possible, either under the RERA or under the buyers association itself, which have taken over the project and they are implementing it under its own escrow account. So they were thinking that the project is getting implemented and it was on the right track. But if one buyer feels that no, it is not on the right track, could have gone to the NCLT under IBC and installed that entire project. So now that things cannot happen, and basically what is happening that if a suppose project is delayed and the buyer is approaching RERA under the existing law, then RERA is also trying to get that project completed under the RERA Act. And the RERA has enough power to get the project completed, and the buyers can get satisfied, and the existing erring developer which has not completed that project can be thrown out of the project under RERA also. But many buyers think that no, the RERA is not acting like that, and for that RERA is saying it that if we put that existing developer out, then the execution of that entire project gets delayed.
Yeah.
So their priority is that to get the project completed first, but that doesn't mean that the erring developer will go out of hook completely. Yes. But we will take action it as soon as both the process should continue together. Sure. So this act basically will enable RERA to get the project completed if it is, if there is enough juice in the company to get that project completed.
Right.
Only suppose the developer is not, there is not enough juice and developer has run away, then the entire buyers should come together and they should approach NCLT under IBC for the further action.
Right. Shohit, I'm going to come to you. This is Shohit Chaudhary, advocate on record in the Supreme Court. Shohit, help the consumers understand what are the changes in the NCLT law. The proposed changes.
To home buyers, as Sir rightly pointed out, this is a proposed amendment. It is just been introduced in one house of the Parliament. This has not become an act as yet.
Right.
Likely, it will probably be proceeded upon in the next session of Parliament. But as if this were to come in play, it will have two immediate effects. Those people who are willing to file a petition will first have to get either 100 people together or 10% of the total number of allottees, whichever is the lesser amount. Secondly, those people who have already filed,
Yeah.
if their petitions are not admitted, they will be given 30 days of time to find out, to collect the requisite number of people.
Suppose they don't. You have already filed in the NCLT and they don't get either 10% or 100 people together. What happens to their suit?
The application would be considered to be withdrawn.
And the money will be refunded to them?
Which money?
What they have paid as court fees and so on?
Up till now, there is no provision of refund of court fee before the NCLT or the court.
Yeah.
But amongst in the interaction between the bar and bench, that is something that we have recommended.
Okay.
That provision, even divorce this amendment should even otherwise be done. Let's say I have to give a draft of 1,000 and let's say I pay 2,000. And there is no provision at the moment of refund of even that excess amount.
Right. Right. So when this, one of the things that we have to raise is that the consumers who have already gone to NCLT, they did it under the existing provisions of the law. And because they have paid court fees and according to the present law, if the entire thing changes, at least that money they should not forfeit that money because it was under an existing
Yeah.
provision of the law.
One thing I want to understand
Yeah.
from Sujit, that now suppose, sir, that the case has already been filed and it has already been accepted also, IRP has also been appointed, and now developer, now after this act, this bill has converted into act, then suppose that developer is moving to NCLAT, challenging the previous judgment in the light of the new act, what will happen to those cases?
No, so once your matter is admitted, then this amendment is not applicable to you.
Okay.
So it is even if let's say the law comes on let's say the 14th of February and till 13th of February, if all those cases which are admitted,
Okay.
they will not get any benefit. The corporate debtors in those cases will not get benefit of this amendment.
इसमें एक चीज और भी था, अगर कोई कॉन्ट्रैक्टर फाइल करता है तब उसके लिए क्या होगा?
हाँ.
ये तो अमेंडमेंट ही होम बायर्स के लिए, कॉन्ट्रैक्टर से आपका मतलब है ऑपरेशनल क्रेडिटर.
हाँ.
ऑपरेशनल क्रेडिटर पे तो ये अमेंडमेंट लागू ही है, वो तो चल रहा है. अगर आप if you are supplied cement to the
Yeah.
real estate developer and they are defaulted on it, your petition under section 9 will continue before the NCLT.
तो वो उसका कोई भी अमाउंट है वो फाइल कर सकता है.
1 लाख से ऊपर हो.
हाँ,
More than 1 lakh rupees, yes.
तो वो तो फिर काफी कुछ सेम रह गया ना. लेकिन प्रॉब्लम ये आ रही है कि जब बिल्डर है उसके कोई भी छोटा मोटा जाता, हमारे 2D होम्स में देखा जाए 70 लाख है सिर्फ, तो वो 70 लाख एक कॉन्ट्रैक्टर का ड्यू है, उसके आपस में डिस्प्यूट हुआ तो देन ही फाइल केस इन एनसीएलटी. तो उस केस में भी बायर ही सफर कर रहा है, जबकि अदरवाइज देखा जाए तो इनके
क्या कितने कंज्यूमर्स हैं जिन्होंने फाइल किए थे?
एक कॉन्ट्रैक्टर ने फाइल किया ना,
सिर्फ कॉन्ट्रैक्टर ने, किसी कंज्यूमर ने नहीं
नहीं
फाइल.
कंज्यूमर.
Now, Shohit, the issue that Jitendra is raising is this. Indresh is raising is this. That one operational creditor has gone to NCLT and filed a dispute amount of 70 lakh. Last month. Now, Today Homes has delivered most of its other towers. 2 tower रह गए हैं ना?
नहीं, 2D होम्स के approximately 100 flats delivered है और 500 अभी remaining है.
Okay, 100 flats have been delivered, 500 remain.
In Greater Noida.
Because the operational creditor has gone to the court, now the consumers have to wait till the entire resolution process happens, and the consumers are very unhappy about that. What is your take on this?
So if the operational creditor has gone to court and the matter has been admitted, which means if the corporate insolvency resolution process has begun, then yes, the home buyers have to wait for the resolution process. The way I look at this is, if a company does not have money to pay 70 lakh of rupees, then it is highly unlikely they should be able to complete the project also. And as my friend himself stated, out of 600 flats, only 100 have been delivered, 500 are yet to be delivered. Then it is appropriate that another management comes in, infuses some funds to collect the balance money from the home buyer and finishes construction.
नहीं, इसमें ना इतना इजी नहीं है. एक में जो ग्रेटर नोएडा अथॉरिटी की क्यूरियन ब्राउन से ये रिपोर्ट आई थी अभी लास्ट ईयर उन्होंने कराई थी, इसमें प्रोजेक्ट वायबल है 15 करोड़ प्लस था उसमें.
प्रोजेक्ट वायबल हो
हाँ।
सकता है, मगर क्या ये डेवलपर जो ये शोहित बता रहे हैं, ये डेवलपर जो 70 लाख अपने
नहीं
कॉन्ट्रैक्टर को नहीं दे पा रहा है, वो क्या पूरा प्रोजेक्ट खत्म कर पाएगा?
जाएगा। लेकिन वो अगर 15 करोड़ प्रॉफिट है उस प्रोजेक्ट में, तो वो 70 लाख क्यों नहीं दे रहा? मतलब
15 करोड़ प्रॉफिट नहीं है सर। उसमें एक्सेस यूनिट्स हैं जो बिक सकते
हाँ।
हैं।
बिक नहीं रहे ना, जब बिक नहीं रहे तो उस पर कैश नहीं है। लेकिन फिर भी ऐसे केसेस में रेरा कैन चिप इन, रेरा कह सकता है कि ठीक है, हम आपको 70 लाख का पेमेंट करवाते हैं और आप प्रोजेक्ट को रिजोल्यूशन लेवल पे हमारी तरफ से करने दीजिए। एनसीएलटी को बोल सकता है कि आप विड्रॉ करिए केस को, चाहे कि इसको मैं हैप्पी अपॉइंट मत करिए। वो रेरा चाहे तो उसमें पार्टी बन सकता है। क्या सूरज जी, हो सकता है ऐसा? नहीं, जैसे इस केस में अगर ये ऑलरेडी रेरा के मॉनिटरिंग में प्रोजेक्ट इंप्लीमेंट हो रहा है और रेरा चार्ज बोलता है कि साहब ये 70 लाख डेवलपर की मिलीभगत से हो रही है, तो वो बोलेगा कि ठीक है, जो स्क्रो अकाउंट में ये पैसा चूंकि हमारे मॉनिटरिंग में है, बायर्स के पैसे जमा है, हम जो ये कॉन्ट्रैक्टर है इसको हम पैसा दे देते हैं और हम इसको एनसीएलटी से बाहर निकाल देते हैं। क्या ऐसा हो सकता है? नंबर 1। नंबर 2, क्या उसका अमाउंट को डिस्प्यूट कर सकता है existing home buyers association also, who is now part of the implementation committee?
Right.
So, if the issue is before RERA, the authority can take decision as per its powers. But here, what it appears to me in the factual scenario is the issue is not before RERA, the issue is before NCLT.
No, the issue was with RERA. Shohit, let's put it in perspective. The issue is with RERA. RERA has already given verdict in the buyer's favors, and some of them RCs have also been issued. But today the buyers were thinking that they would be moving towards resolution of their individual units when the contractor has gone to NCLT. Now, what the question that Prabhakar is asking is, can RERA step in and say, if we facilitate the 70 lakh to the contractor, and can the buyers group now be facilitated to build the project, to complete the project? Is it possible?
So, yes, if this issue is brought before RERA, yes, RERA cannot usurp the powers of NCLT. It has to be, both the forums have to, any decisions, they have to be in consonance with each other.
Right. In fact, when you look at that Rohington case, we did see that in the Pioneer Urban case, the judge clearly said that because IBC is a later law, it supersedes the RERA. But he has recommended that the forums, the Consumer Redressal Forum, the IBC, as well as the RERA, should work in tandem, and if they can find resolutions, it is possible. The judgment clearly says this. And therefore, what we say is that while Indresh feels that there is no hope now, अब जब तक ये पूरा resolution खत्म नहीं होगा, हम लोग फंस गए हैं. The law itself is trying to figure out इसको कैसे consumers के favor में कैसे resolve किया जाए. In many cases, I think the court itself is trying to see how this can be done. Right?
So, yes, the court is making an effort, even the NCLAT in a number of cases is attempting to ensure that flats are delivered. However, speaking of this amendment, this certainly does not favor the home buyers if and when should it come in.
एक्चुअली एनसीएलटी, जैसे अगर हम सेबी को देखते हैं या अगर हम देखते हैं कि ट्राई को देखते हैं, जो लॉ बनते हैं तो वो इंडिपेंडेंटली उसी चीज के लिए बिल्कुल सुप्रीम पावर होती है. लेकिन रेरा के केस में देखते हैं कि रेरा के केस में सुपरसीड कर देता है एनसीएलटी लॉ, तो ये भी थोड़ा सा कंफ्लिक्ट है इनमें.
So actually लॉ कभी एनसीएलटी का कोई सुप्रीमेसी नहीं है रेरा के ऊपर. एनसीएलटी एक सेपरेट बॉडी है जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने पायनियर अर्बन लैंड जजमेंट में कहा है कि both the acts have to be interpreted harmoniously. Nowhere does any law provide for that an NCLT ruling would supersede a RERA ruling. But yes, if the corporate insolvency resolution process commences, then a moratorium would kick in.
Right.
No, but one thing is there that with this act, with this amendment, where the buyers would be benefited, that like in last few months, what has happened that in many cases that few buyers, even in the completed project, which has already received the completion certificate, the few buyers, one buyers or two buyers had gone to the court and moved into the IBC and put that entire thing in a status quo condition. So in those conditions now, few buyers, one or two or five buyers cannot take the entire project on ransom, and for that they need at least either 100 buyers or 10% of the total number of buyers. So in many cases such things has happened, and that I believe that that brought into this entire thing the light that such things should not repeat, such things should not happen, and I believe that this act will address those kind of a situation.
देखिए ऑपरेशनल क्रेडिटर जो कॉन्ट्रैक्टर है उसके केस में चलता है
नहीं, उसमें तो जब कंप्लीशन सर्टिफिकेट मिल चुका है तो ऑपरेशनल क्रेडिटर होगा कहाँ?
नहीं जो कॉन्ट्रैक्टर जैसे हमारे केस में है वो तो जैसा ऑलरेडी चल रहा है वो फ्यूचर में भी वैसा चलेगा।
देखो
हाँ, वो तो चलेगा।
ऑपरेशनल क्रेडिटर एनसीएलटी जा सकते हैं, लेंडर्स एनसीएलटी जा सकते हैं। एक्चुअली एनसीएलटी एक ऐसा लॉ था जो कॉर्पोरेट सॉल्वेंसी के लिए था, जो रियल एस्टेट के लिए नहीं बना था, मगर क्योंकि रियल एस्टेट इज ऑल्सो अ बिजनेस और उसमें लेंडर्स हैं, उसमें कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स हैं और ऑपरेशनल क्रेडिटर्स हैं, इसीलिए रियल एस्टेट एक बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स सा इश्यू बन गया है।
और जो कि बायर्स का फंड यूज किया जाता है बनाने के लिए, तो इसीलिए इनको एक क्लास के रूप में माना गया है। और जो बायर्स की तरफ से एप्लीकेशन आता है उसको क्लास सूट में लिया जाएगा कि ठीक है साहब 10% कम से कम होने चाहिए, तब क्लास सूट में आपका केस कंसीडर करेंगे। It's a good way, I believe.
There are some queries that have started coming. Let's take these queries. There's Amit Khurana of Faridabad who says, I have already filed a complaint in NCLT as a single home buyer. Will the changes in law affect my already filed complaint? Amit, we just addressed this query. Shohit said that there is no. Of course, you have to now get at least 10% of the buyers or the 100 buyers together. But the money that you have paid in court, there is no clarity on how it has to be refunded.
And if
to the
his case is
consumers.
accepted and IRP is appointed on his case before the next this act bill becomes act, then there will be no impact on his case. But before that, suppose if before that amendment comes through, if suppose his case is not decided, then certainly he will have to bring in another 99% or
one of the cases we picked up earlier in one of the shows was Sare home buyers. Sare, there are many consumers who have gone to 7 or 8 consumers who have gone to NCLT as individuals, but
majority of them are refusing it.
Yeah, but right now the judgment was reserved, and now if when the new law comes, those 7 or 8 people will have to start getting 100 buyers together so that it can go as a class suit. So therefore, Amit, if you have gone as an individual home buyer, please join up with the groups and try and figure out whether 100 of you can get together or 10% of the buyers can get together. Now, Shohit, I want to ask you one question here. There's a clarification that many consumers have sought. When you say 10% or 100 buyers, it should be from one project or from many projects of the same buyer.
The amendment uses the word real estate project. So the real estate project means what is the, as per RERA, the term real estate project is defined in RERA. And if you see the website of RERA and you go through each of the any of the states, each project, some builders have registered the one project as a phase. Some have registered the entire project as one project.
Right. So whatever is the definition under which that project has been registered, it has to be 10% of that or 100 buyers, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But it will not be limited to the SPV. Like many company I know that they don't have formed any SPV to launch a project. They just launched a project in the main company and they have more than 10 such projects in that company. So when the person moved to the NCLT under IBC, then his entire company went into this resolution process. So now with this, will that limitation will happen that no, not the entire company will go into the resolution process, but the only one project will go into the resolution process?
No, the resolution process is still the entire company will go into the process, but the qualification under section 7 to file a petition would be as per the project.
Okay.
Okay. Jay Singh of Pune asks, does NCLT have the right to reject the application of a financial creditor and not start proceedings?
Yes, of course.
Tell us, when can NCLT reject that?
Yeah.
So there are several things. A financial creditor files under Section 7. A financial creditor can be a home buyer, can with regard to another company, can be a bank or a financial institution or any other person, any other financial person also.
Right.
So there are, of course, there are some technical requirements under the Act which need to be fulfilled for a petition to be admitted. Secondly, as far as home buyers are concerned, even now, if the developer can show that the home buyer falls under any of the exceptions as per the Pioneer Land Urban Judgment, even then the petition can be rejected.
Okay.
So that fourth filter, that Pioneer judgment has been spelled out by the Supreme Court, so that will apply on that.
Oh yes.
Okay. Rahul Sharma of Mumbai asks, and Indrish ji, अगर कोई queries हो आप भी raise कर सकते हैं. Rahul Sharma of Mumbai asks, what if I'm unable to form an association or collect at least 10% of my fellow home buyers as per the new rule? Does it mean that I can't file a complaint?
Yes.
Yes.
In NCLT.
That's what it means. I'm sorry, as of now, he can file a complaint. If this amendment were to come in force, then it will be an issue.
Right.
But he can file in the RERA.
Yes. Yeah, you can, Rahul Sharma, RERA is for individuals also, and it is only for individuals. In RERA, you don't have a class action. In NCLT, if you want to go to NCLT for a restructuring, then at least 10% of the buyers or 100 buyers of that project have to get together.
Yeah.
After the amendment, not as of date.
Yes, after the amendment, not as of now. अभी आप file कर सकते हैं, but Shohit, considering that a lot of judgments are being reserved, one gets the feeling that everyone's waiting for this to play itself out.
So that is as speculation as good as yours is mine.
Yeah.
You can say that.
Yeah, okay. So all we can say is that till right now it's a bill in Parliament. If it is passed, then you need 10% or 100 buyers. As of now, if you feel that you want to go to court as an individual buyer, nothing stops you yet. Today you can go, right? There is Shreya Gulati of Noida who says, is it true that these new changes won't be helpful for already grieving buyers? How will this new law be of any help? I think Shreya, it is for existing aggrieved buyers.
Yeah, but the issue is this, that what aggrieved buyers want. If the aggrieved buyers want his flat, he can go to RERA also, and he can force that developer, and he can even ask RERA, request RERA to put this developer out and take over this project with the help of group of buyer itself, and so that the project can be implemented. At the same time, the erring developer can be punished by RERA also under the existing various act itself. So they have that scope of getting their issues resolved in the RERA also. Only thing is this, that if he goes into or the buyer goes to the IBC, then what happens that the entire company will go for the restructuring, and the new buyer or new company has to come to take over that company, so that the whatever possible could be done in the company
to make it solvent.
So now the issue is this.
There will be a period of wait.
Not only wait, whether in that new solvent situation, whether his project going to be completed with the money that they had been promised, that okay, this much money I will pay and give my flat. Now the new buyer who is going to come to take over that company may say that with this money the project cannot be completed, so either he'll have to pay some more money or the project cannot be completed, or various kind of a situation can arise.
Right. And that's very important to understand. Actually, Indresh, अब आपके पास आऊंगी. दो किस्म के buyers हैं, जो अपना घर चाहते हैं और जो इन्वेस्टर्स थे वो कहते हैं इतना डिले हो गया है, मुझे अपना अगर कॉम्पेंसेशन मिल जाए और रिफंड मिल जाए, वो आज की तारीख पे जो वहाँ लैंड का वैल्यू है, प्रॉपर्टी का वैल्यू, उससे ज्यादा ही मुझे मिलेगा और वो निकलना चाहते हैं. आपके जो ग्रुप है, इसमें कैसे बायर्स हैं?
नहीं, मैक्सिमम जो बाय है उनको फ्लैट ही चाहिए होता है, क्योंकि रिफंड के केस में तो क्या है कि रिफंड तो जो बिल्डर प्रोजेक्ट कंप्लीट नहीं कर पा रहा है वो रिफंड कर देगा, प्रैक्टिकल ये है. प्लस जो लॉ है, जैसे रेरा है या एनसीएलटी है, जो हम बात कर रहे हैं कि ये बना देगा, ये उसको जेल में डाल देगा, नया बिल्डर आ जाएगा, नया उसको, ये कि ग्राउंड पे होते हुए कुछ नहीं दिख रहा. एक फ्लैट बायर को देखा जाए तो फ्लैट बायर तो एक सिंपल फ्लैट बायर है, उसको जैसे उसको अब हमारे को भी देखो, आप रेरा के लॉ भी पढ़ो, फिर एनसीएलटी के लॉ पढ़ो, फिर उसमें आईआरटी से मीटिंग करो, फिर वहां पर एआर से मीटिंग करो, तो बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स पोजीशन हो जाती है कि किसी भी फ्लैट बायर के लिए कि इन सब चीजों से निकलते हैं अपने
देखिए
फ्लैट के लिए।
हो तो गया है
बहुत मुश्किल
पिछले
होता है।
पिछले 10 साल में ये सिचुएशन, जब आपने घर खरीदा आप लॉयर तो नहीं बने थे, मगर
अब आधे बन गए।
अब आधे बन गए हैं।
तो ये सब चीजें मैं कहना,
मैं-
इन सब चीजों में से निकलना बहुत मुश्किल होता है, बहुत टफ होता है। लेकिन प्लस ये भी है कि अभी तक किसी एनसीएलटी ने कोई ऐसा नहीं
जी
है
हाँ।
जो प्रोजेक्ट डिलीवर करके निकाल दिया। इवन रेरा ने भी कोई ऐसा नहीं है प्रोजेक्ट जो कंप्लीट ना हो रहा हो, किसी बिल्डर को दे दिया हो, वो उसने कंप्लीट कर दिया हो। ये सब हम सोच रहे हैं कि ऐसा हो सकता है, तो होगा तो बहुत अच्छी बात है।
जी हाँ, actually Shohit, the issue that Indresh is raising is important, and I think you should be able to talk to him about it. What he's saying is that a consumer is today forced to understand not only the RERA law, but the NCLT law and the consumer law, and then nowhere has there been a concrete resolution that has come through. You want to comment on this?
So it is, I would slightly differ on that.
Yeah.
There have been instances where there has been resolution. There are more importantly, there are several such instances where the resolution is processed.
Yeah.
Please appreciate that this law practically came into effect only on 9th August 2019.
4 महीने हुए हैं.
Now, as per the Act, you are allowed a total of 270 days plus an extension of 60 days.
Right.
So actually, we haven't even breached the 270 days timeline yet.
Yeah.
So we must wait for it, but being in court and practically watching most of these proceedings, in fact, today also was mentioned earlier, I am representing a few home buyers in Today Homes, and the COC is going on. The resolution applications are coming. We are regularly voting on behalf of the home buyers and everything. And there does appear to be some solution forthcoming.
Okay. Indresh, that is positive that he's also representing you, and there
वो
seems
नोएडा का प्रोजेक्ट है या ग्रेट नोएडा वाला? दो है इनके टुडे होम्स के।
So I'll just check the
Yeah.
name of the party.
टुडे होम्स नोएडा है, एक टुडे होम इंफ्रा है।
So जी मैं एक चीज समझना चाहता हूँ, just want to understand one thing, that when this COC is going to be formed, or the COC, and if the COC is already formed, now in the resolution, what is their main objective? To complete that projects also is the main objective, or to get the refund of all those creditors is the main objective? What is the main objective?
It is only in a very rare circumstance that the objective is refund.
Yeah.
This is because if a resolution applicant was to come, he is not coming in to infuse his money to repay back people who given money to the original corporate debtor. He is coming in to finish the flats, takes the balance remaining money from the home buyers and to deliver the flats and make his profit.
Will COC consider it like that in the light of the various Supreme Court judgment, or because original act doesn't say anything about the execution of the project? It says that the resolution should come, and the resolution means that the creditors should get their money back. Most happily without any haircut. Now, but in this case, now issue is this, that home buyers demand is not money back, but home buyers demand is that execution of the project. Now, under CVs, this, so what is the position in that? How it is going to be resolved in that situation? Because the new person who is going to take over the company will say that, okay, fine, I will refund your money.
Sorry, I will.
Refund your money, whatever possible.
is it?
So refund, I'll give you instances of refund which has happened. There was one project with, there was one corporate debtor which went under. There was a project in which there were only 26 apartments which had been sold. And otherwise the value of land and the value of the structure was still remaining. It is in such a case, where the resolution applicant felt it appropriate that I can pay these 26 people off, and I can still gain some value from the land and the structure. Either I demolish and start a fresh project afresh, or I appropriate the land in whichever way. It is only when in such a case where the resolution applicant finds it extremely viable to refund, will the resolution applicant or the fresh developer opt for such a thing. Otherwise, if all the other resolution processes that we are seeing all creditors. The objective is to complete the flat, and even from the home buyer side,
Now,
both of them
sir,
want the-
1 minute, in such project where the asset is much more than what is the liability is, now in that case, if the home buyer says that no, I want my flat only, can COC go for that? Because I have one case where the land price has appreciated hugely and that developer is not giving that land to the buyer. He's saying that take your money back with interest. Now the issue is this, that if he goes to any forum, the forum will settle him that okay, now you take your money back with interest. You have no claim on that land. So is that possible that no, his claim on land can be superior to any other offer?
So there is no set principle that one is better than the other. Whatever the plan the resolution applicant offers, the committee of creditors will vote on it. So if whichever
Okay.
the committee of creditors votes will be the final decision.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's where the fact that every buyer, once there is a resolution process, every buyer has that one vote.
Yeah.
You have to exercise that vote because उसी में आपकी भलाई है कि आप अपने वोट
क्लेम के जो परसेंटेज है उसके अकॉर्डिंगली वोटिंग होता है एवरी बार उसका परसेंटेज क्लेम के
लेकिन
अकॉर्डिंगली
क्लेम के अनुसार होगा ना, लेकिन मान लीजिए बैंक को अगर पैसा है सिस्टम में और बैंक भी क्लेमेंट है, तो बैंक को क्या दिक्कत है कि आपको अपना फ्लैट मिल जाए अगर उसको पूरा पैसा मिल जा रहा है तो?
हाँ तो वो तो है अगर
तो बैंक को कोई दिक्कत नहीं होगी।
एक्चुअली नॉर्मली ये भी चीज देखनी होगा कि
और
हम
IRP
टाटा एनसीआर के गणना की बात करते हैं तो इसमें जो लैंड की वैल्यू कभी ज्यादा होती ही नहीं है। लैंड के है कि यहाँ पर 5% 10% अमाउंट अपफ्रंट देके सारे के सारे लैंड है वो अलॉट हो जाती है।
लेकिन उसमें एक दिक्कत है सोहित जी की आईआरपी का बहुत ज्यादा पावर है और आईआरपी डिसाइड करता है कि रिजोल्यूशन प्रोसेस, रिजोल्यूशन का फॉर्मेट क्या होगा, क्या उनको घर मिलेगा या पैसा मिलेगा। यहाँ पे सीओसी का बहुत ज्यादा रोल नहीं रह जाता क्योंकि अल्टीमेटली आईआरपी ही प्रेजेंटेशन लेके जाता है कि क्या रिजोल्यूशन होगा, इजंट इट?
सर आईआरपी कोई अपनी तरफ से तो कोई रेजोल्यूशन दे नहीं सकता ना। अगर मैं रेजोल्यूशन एप्लीकेंट हूँ और मैं एक प्लान रखता हूँ आईआरपी के, तो आईआरपी हैज टू पुट दैट प्लान बिफोर द सीओसी टू वोट।
No, but IRP and that resolution offerer can go in cahoot and work in tandem, no? And that's what is happening in many cases.
So IRPS is supposed to ensure that the company continues as a going concern. तो वो तो उसको करना है। तो so that process he will continue, but ultimately resolution applicant क्या propose करता है वो matter करेगा।
Right. There is Jeetu Chavala of Mumbai who says, where can an NCLT decision be challenged? What is the process? Now, before you answer this, I would like to tell you that the reason why many people, the NCLT was not a law that was for refunds. But however, some consumers who went to the NCLT have got refunds from developers who felt that this was a lesser evil कि एक दो consumers को पैसे वापस दे दो और उनको वहाँ पे end कर दो।
Yeah, और IBC process शुरू नहीं होगा।
प्रोसेस शुरू ना हो।
वो जो वाइबल प्रोजेक्ट में होता है सर।
जी हाँ, तो उससे ये हुआ कि जो भी कंज्यूमर्स हैं सब बहुत सारे कंज्यूमर्स
NCLT
इंडिविजुअली जाके एनसीएलटी जाने लगे और कोर्ट को ये लगने लगा कि बहुत सारे कंज्यूमर्स बिल्डर से पैसा निकालने के लिए एनसीएलटी कर रहे हैं और इसीलिए ये अमेंडमेंट लाया गया है और इट्स इम्पोर्टेंट दैट पीपल अंडरस्टैंड दिस। नाउ शोहित, जीतू चवाला सेज where can NCLT decision be challenged and what is the process? You want to tell them?
So the answer is that it is challenged before the NCLAT, National Company Law Appellate Tribunal, which is based out of New Delhi.
Right. And what is the process?
So I'm assuming she's already got a decision from the NCLT,
Yeah.
so she's already engaged a lawyer.
Yeah.
The appeal is provided under Section 32. They have to draft an appeal, put the grounds of the appeal down and file it in court.
Yeah. Okay. Arun Singh of Greater Noida says these changes are going to benefit the developers as finding home buyers and forming an association is not an easy task. Is this true? Is it the developers who are going to benefit? I don't think NCLT processes are to benefit a developer because in this effectively the developer gets sidestepped. There is someone else, an IRP, who brings in a new developer who can make the project viable.
And the forensic audit will also continue.
Yeah, and the forensic audit will continue. So if the developer has committed
Frauds,
frauds,
yeah.
then it will be revealed in the NCLT process, right, Shohit?
So what you are saying may also hold weight, but what Arunji is saying actually it also makes sense.
Okay.
Because what you're saying is after the process is initiated and the CIRP starts, then the management of the developer is sidelined. But what Arunji is saying that these proposed amendments, see, these are definitely likely to favor the developers because to gather 100, to even know who the 100 people are or who are the home buyers in my project is not a viable or an easy task because there is no central database where all this information is available.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go to the next consumer. We've got Narendra Sharma of Lucknow who says, what is the applicable date for IBC amendments? Till the bill is passed, there won't be no date can be established, right, Shohit?
No, right now it is, we are just, this is more of an academic discussion because this has been introduced in the Lok Sabha, this is not a law at the moment.
Right. It is only a proposed amendment
Or
and we
otherwise
are,
government brings out some ordinance on this.
yes. But as of now, there is a lot of discussion around this and we thought it is important that
Yeah.
you understand this process. Praful Goswami asked, when the government makes it mandatory to have 100 home buyers, how will they distribute the fees? Shohit, any clarification on this?
So, the court fees for under section 7 is 25,000 rupees.
Yeah.
As far as the court is concerned, they only need one bank draft of rupees 25,000. How the home buyers split among them is really not the court's concern.
Right. So, if 100 of you go together, then instead of paying 25,000 rupees into 100, all of you can pay one amount of 25,000 rupees and split it whichever way you like.
Yes.
Okay. There is Jaideep Saini of Ghaziabad who says, will the process be the same even after these changes? Or the process can also be expected to go through changes?
So the CIRP process and court procedure remains the same, but yes, the effort that you had to make prior to filing the petition, earlier you did not have to reach out to people, now you have to do that, and 100 affidavits will have to be filed or 10% of the total number. Those numbers you have to have within with you before prior to filing the petition.
Right. There is Harish Rawat of Greater Noida who says, apart from the minimum limit for NCLT move, are there any changes which a consumer should be worried about? It should know about actually.
No, so I had a look at it. One thing very good with this law and with the current regime, as far as this law is concerned, they are constantly revising this law and they are aware of this. In fact, this was the second proposed amendment to this act in 2019 itself. So otherwise, there is nothing other to worry about in this amendment.
Okay. Manav Khanna of Ghaziabad asks, how much time does it take for a real estate case to be sorted in NCLT? या फिर रेरा जितना ही time लगता है? In fact, Manav Khanna, from what we have understood, रेरा में आपके cases में आपको solutions भी मिल रहे हैं because NCLT में लंबा process है, पूरे company का process है, अभी तक कोई solutions उभर के नहीं
270
आए.
days में केस को फाइनलाइज कर देना है अकॉर्डिंग टू द लॉ.
Right.
लेकिन सवाल है कि 270 डेज में रिजोल्यूशन आएगा और नया कंपनी टेक ओवर करेगा. लेकिन अगर आप ये सोच रहे हैं कि आपका फाइनल रिजोल्यूशन आपके फ्लैट बनने तक का है, वो तो 270 दिन के बाद अगर रिजोल्यूशन आ गया तो शुरू होगा. लेकिन सवाल है कि पहले 270 दिन में क्या रिजोल्यूशन आता है. That is the main issue. And in many cases so far we haven't seen any resolution
We haven't
coming.
Have you seen any resolutions at all, Shohit?
Like I said, only the smaller ones yet. The other ones are still running their course. But we are looking at the progress of all the workings of the COC in a lot of them.
Okay. It's work in progress mostly, not too many resolutions. Rahul Hegde of Mumbai says, how to choose a good NCLT lawyer? What are the costs of applying in NCLT? Shohit.
The answer is contact me and I'll let you know my cost.
No, Shohit, I think on a more serious note, when you're looking for a NCLT lawyer, give us a rule of thumb. What are the aspects that you should look for?
So my advice to this is with regard to any professional in any law where is concerned. See, the lawyer must understand what you want. A lot of these questions are very generic questions. Whether I should go to RERA, whether I should go to NCLT, what should I do? So in the first conference with the client itself, we ask them questions as to what do you want. Every new document the client brings out or every new fact sheet tells me my decision changes, my answer changes. So what they want and what is the stage of that project, what is the condition of the bidder, what are the other cases going on against the bidder. These are all factors we take into prior to advising as to what forum should be approached.
Right, right. And actually, that is an excellent way of understanding. What are you looking for? What is the resolution you're looking for, and how will this resolution happen? Who will advise you? Who will take you through this process? Remember that these processes are not easy. They will take time, and like we have been explaining to Indresh here too, that when a consumer bought a house, he did not bargain that he will become a lawyer, that he will understand things like forensic audits, and that he would understand the ins and outs of finance. He was only a consumer who was putting his money to buy a good, which was to be delivered to him over a period of time. But today, because it has become so convoluted, each of you has to understand what is the best forum for you. There are many who went to RERA, and we have been recommending RERA to a lot of people, where the project is RERA takes the project through to completion, helps consumers in this, and many RERAs are doing this. That doesn't mean that every RERA and every project is able to find resolutions. Even when RERA resolutions come, it is very difficult to get them executed, and this is what a lot of consumers have been complaining about, including Indresh and some of his friends. But over a period of time, because the NCLT came, and because the consumers got that status of a creditor, therefore the consumer was able to go to NCLT also, and a lot of consumers went there and, like I said, got their money out of developers out of the sheer fear of going into liquidation or resolution. Now the thing is that the consumer does not know whether he should go to RERA, whether he should go to NCLT, or go to the NCDRC, where today the wait is extremely long. And Shohit, the reason why consumers are asking you generic questions is because they haven't gone to the specifics. A lot of groups have gone to specifics, but as individual consumers, their questions are still at a very basic level.
Yeah, I believe in this, that government, as they have amended NCLT law, they should also do for the RERA also, and they should give more power, more teeth
execution powers to
execution power to RERA. If they could do that, I believe the lot many this problem can be sorted out there itself.
So, रेरा में भी जैसे है ना, जैसे यूपी की बात करें, यूपी रेरा का कंसलेशन कमेटी का मेंबर भी हूँ मैं, तो उसमें प्रॉब्लम क्या है, रेरा को कुछ उनके ऑर्डर्स हैं वो अथॉरिटी से कनेक्टेड भी होते हैं, वो अथॉरिटी को कुछ बोलते हैं कि ऐसा होना चाहिए, तो वहाँ पर भी उनका कन्फ्लिक्ट रहता है कि अथॉरिटी तो बिल्कुल डिफरेंट है, रेरा बिल्कुल डिफरेंट है, तो अथॉरिटी को वो डिक्टेट नहीं कर सकते कि आपने ऐसा करना है, तो इनके आपस में काफी ज्यादा कन्फ्लिक्ट रहता ही है कि सुप्रीम कौन है।
सुप्रीम की बात नहीं है, बात है कि रेरा को सुप्रीम होना चाहिए, कोई जो कि रेरा एडजुकेट।
तो हमने ये रिकमेंडेशन दिया भी था, सजेशन भी दिया था कि अथॉरिटी जैसे नाडा अथॉरिटी है, गिरना अथॉरिटी है, उसको भी रेरा के अंदर आना चाहिए, लेकिन है नहीं अभी
अंदर तो नहीं आ सकता ना, क्योंकि रेरा तो एजुकेटिंग अथॉरिटी वो तो लीगल बॉडी हो गया ना, सेमी लीगल बॉडी है।
हाँ, तो रेरा
उसके ऊपर तो नहीं जा सकता, लेकिन रेरा को पावर होना चाहिए कि उनके ऊपर भी ऑर्डर पास करने का, और वो उनको करने देना चाहिए था, और गवर्नमेंट शुड गिव देम सच पावर आल्सो।
There is Dev Kumar of Dubai who says, I am an NRI and I don't frequently travel to India. How will I manage to form an association or be part of any? Kindly suggest.
Go to RERA better, no?
Actually, Dev Kumar, you should be part of the, go to RERA and complain, make your complaint. You can do it online. Except in the case of Gurgaon, where you have to give physical copies and you need somebody on the ground who will give it. But in most cases, you can be represented by a lawyer. Even if you have to, if there's a class action, we suggest to all NRIs who are buyers in India that you should be part of buyers forums. आपके forum में NRI buyers हैं?
हाँ हाँ काफी
तो कैसे आते हैं, उनको कैसे पता चलता है कि ऐसा एक फोरम है, कैसे पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते
व्हाट्सएप है, फेसबुक है, उसी के थ्रू आते हैं हम लोग।
हैं? Right. WhatsApp and Facebook are the most commonly used mediums for consumers to aggregate themselves, and therefore we recommend that you become part of one of these groups so that you are able to take this forward. Deepak Singh says, now that NBCC has won in JP case, what will NCLT order there now? Shohit?
No comment. So what the court will do is I will not be able to comment on that.
Right. Actually, I think it's not a question of speculating on what will happen.
Yeah.
I think the question that they are asking is that now that if once you award the project to somebody, one or the other, what happens? What is the next stage of the process?
So the next stage is they will start construction. I believe NBCC has already given some sort of a timeline as to when they would be delivering this project.
Right.
And they try their best to adhere to that timeline.
Right. While things are happening, it's not that work has stopped. And correct me if I'm wrong, Shobit, correct me if I'm wrong, Prabhakar. I think while there was a problem that was perceived by the Government of India, by the Supreme Court, by the NCLT court, that individual buyers who felt that because of a long period of wait and the kind of compensation that they were being awarded for the period of wait, and the markets are very low today. Therefore, it made sense, economic sense for them to actually ask for, go to NCLT and say, give me my, they take the company through to insolvency. It wasn't that the insolvency benefited them. It was that many developers, out of fear of insolvency, were settling out of court, and they were giving whatever the consumer was asking for. Today, the perceived problem is trying to be assessed by figuring out how should you correct this problem, and that's where they said many consumer groups went to the NCLT and said, even though two people wanted it resolved, we want that our project should be completed, and we have it's our decision too, and that's why this whole thing has happened. Will this come through? Will the bill be passed? That's a different issue. And when the bill is passed, how it will work, that is also something that we have to wait and watch. However, every group, WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups of buyers, we see that there is intense conversation around this, and that is why we felt that it is important that we address
One
the
thing
issue.
that if suppose a project is there where buyers are not satisfied and they think that this developer is not going to complete the project, then the 10% of the buyer coming together to file a case against them under IBC and NCLT is not very low. I mean, they can still come together in this age of WhatsApp, and
Yes.
because they are already, they know each other, and
Yeah.
they can do and they can file the application. Only thing is this, that when one individual buyer or two individual buyers, they think that no, I don't want now my flat, please give my money back, and that might hamper the project's development of the entire project development. So those buyers now cannot go directly because that is going to affect the majority of the other
Right,
buyers.
right.
And with this law, I feel that rightly they are very discouraged that they should not move like that, challenging or hurting the interest of majority of the other buyers.
Right.
And to that extent, I believe this law is in right direction. What do you say, Sohail?
My stand is that this law actually favors the developer more than the home buyer. If the genuine grievance was that a company should not go under because two home buyers have approached the NCLT, then perhaps the developer will show its financial stability by dealing with those two individual home buyers and showing that that we have the financials to make the project. What has now happened is, just because people have come to the NCLT, suddenly the developer wakes up and says, no, now I can deliver a project in the next 6 months. So now let me complete
Yes.
the project.
No, but Sohail, I have some example that now in many cases, particularly in Noida, many projects were sold in 2007, 8, 9 at the price of say 4,400 to 4,800 rupees per square feet. Interestingly, even today those apartments, those projects are selling at the same price. At the same time, if suppose the negotiation happens, then the buyer asks at least 10% per annum kind of interest on the amount they have paid 10 years back. So that amount becomes almost 2 times. So he will get, if suppose had paid 60 lakhs, Today he will get 1 crore 80 lakhs of rupees, and he can buy 3 of the flats, even if those flats are going to be completed in the next 6 months' time.
That is why this entire problem has cropped up.
Exactly.
Because the market values have not risen,
Not
and the
risen.
market values in many cases have even fallen.
And the buyers have become, because of the NCLT, they were, in some cases, the projects are completed. The projects
Yes.
have already received completion certificate. And in those cases, buyers have gone to the NCLT and have appointed IRP on that cases, and they have negotiated for 25 lakh rupees they have paid so far, and they have negotiated for 75 lakh rupees.
Right. And that is the issue
Yeah.
currently. There is a consumer on YouTube who says NCLT change in law is against the consumer. Who will decide 10% buyer at admission if the company is struck off?
Company, the 10% buyer is there is a
The
register
buyers,
of the
there's a
buyers.
register of buyers. I don't think
Yeah.
it is that seems to be a logical
Yeah.
argument. And there is Manish Sharma who said, what are the charges in NCLT? The court fees are 25,000. How that is paid, who has to pay, whether
And
all
then
of
the
you
lawyer
pay,
and other costs.
and then there will be a lawyer's cost and your legal cost will be separate. But the court itself charges 25,000. And that's where we're going to end today's discussion. We had a vote happening. Do you support changes in the NCLT law? Just 17% have said yes, they support. 83% have said no, they don't support. My understanding is that about 50 to 80% of people still don't know what the changes in the NCLT law are and how it will impact them. What our suggestion is, we will keep writing about this, we'll keep talking about it, so that as the law starts taking shape, you will also understand what the changes in the law are, because like Indresh said, he was only a home buyer. आज आधा lawyer बन चुका हूँ.
नहीं, इसमें एक और पॉइंट भी था, जैसे 10% बायर्स है, तो मेरा ये पॉइंट था कि ऑपरेशनल क्राइटेरिया, जैसे कॉन्ट्रैक्टर है, उसको भी बीच में उसका भी 1 लाख वाला अमाउंट है, उसको भी 10% या कुछ 5% होना चाहिए था, क्योंकि अदरवाइज सेम ही रहेगी प्रॉब्लम कि बिल्डर अपने किसी स्पॉन्सर या डमी कॉन्ट्रैक्टर को लाके एनसीएलटी में ला सकता है, तो उसका भी उस टाइप के भी कुछ ना कुछ होना चाहिए था.
And this is something that many consumers have been saying, that sometimes developers bring their own dummy contractors and who go to the NCLT and get an IRP who is favorable to them. But and the home buyers feel that they have not got justice. But that is something that needs to be resolved, and I think that is where if 10% of consumers.
IRP is appointed by the contractor,
Yeah.
जो एनसीएलटी में जाता है.
Right. And thank you so much for watching This Week in Property. I'm Jayashree Kurup and this is Prabhakar Sinha.
Thank you.